And we're live. Technical difficulties. Man, that
Fuck
sucks.
YouTube.
Fuck YouTube. Every time we get something good going, every time we get a bunch of you guys in here, it fucks us over.
We're up to like 8 viewers there.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Give me a thumbs up in the
tell us
chat
right
if
away.
you can hear us. I'm not screwing around anymore.
Yeah,
God damn
dude.
it. I'm not a sour bitch either, so we're still happy-go-lucky people here.
Yeah, no, I'm
At
a
the
sour
Crowded
bitch
Room
right
podcast.
now. I'm fucking pissed. And all right, so they can hear us.
There we go.
We got a
Thank
bunch
you.
of thumbs up.
We're asking a lot out of Grandpa Dave here too. He's up pretty late, screwing around with us, kind of putting up with our goddamn shenanigans.
I'm a shy fucker, so be careful.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo, Grandpa Dave.
So yeah, all you guys missed was my song. It's nothing big, you know.
No,
It's nothing
it plays
special.
at the beginning of every
It's
episode
just,
usually.
you know, my favorite song ever.
But yeah, that was bullshit. I think we're getting double shadow banned or something there.
Dude, they're on us. That was probably BlackRock.
It's you get what you pay for with this fucking liberal ass platform.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. But yeah, we're here. This is Grandpa Dave Henley. Thank you very much for anyone who didn't catch our last one, which is, you know, everyone watching in the future.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate the time you're putting aside. And yeah, you just got out of the hospital, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, how was that?
Oh, great.
That was great, hey?
Yeah.
You liked it a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one nurse.
Up to your mouth with the microphone.
The nurse was pricking my forefinger or the finger fucker, you know.
Yeah. That one, yeah.
And she wanted more blood out of it, so she started to stroke it.
Oh, wow.
And I said, "You're getting me all excited."
Yeah. Hey, I'm not paying you for this. It's a socialist country.
You guys better get into this because it's not getting any worse or any better.
That's right. Thank you guys in the chat. Lenny, how do you do?
Hey, Lenny.
Yeah, I hope you guys didn't invest too much in our last stream there because it kind of shit the bed instantly.
Yeah.
Did you even hear us play music? Like,
no,
was there anything
I played it back
through?
on my phone. There was nothing
at all.
Dude, I don't know.
YouTube.
But I think you guys know by now. Our listeners actually know it's like YouTube fucks us once in a while.
YouTube does. We have
Sometimes
3 flags so far, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
3 flags, all for playing other people's music.
Last time Jay Gutta said I could use his music, he was watching the podcast. Everything was good, and YouTube still flagged it. It was still a copyright.
Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah, so
they don't know.
I looked into it, and they actually don't know because we've already had one. Now, anytime they hear music that comes from someone else's channel, they think that we are stealing it.
Right.
So they just flag it anyways, and now I have to prove that I'm not stealing it. So
right. But anyways, we're here now, and it'd be pretty bold of them to try to shadow ban us the second time in a row. So fuck off.
Yeah, especially with 5 witnesses.
And Grandpa Dave here. So yeah, we really appreciate you showing up fresh out of the hospital there.
Yeah.
Still got your wristband on and everything.
Yeah.
I had a drink around here.
No drinks for you.
Not
So
an
yeah.
alcoholic drink though. Yeah.
Yeah, you had a rough week then. I guess my week wasn't that bad. I thought I was having it rough, just playing around in the mud.
Yeah.
Doing a bunch of concrete for work today for the first time, and it decided to snow again on us in April. Like, we had a really warm March, hey? And then all of a sudden I wake up one day, there's literal snow on, like the ground was white. And I had to go, it's like
they still made you go do it.
And we're excavating the ground and like playing around in a giant, like 10-foot deep hole in the ground.
Jesus.
That just kept filling up with water. Yeah. And I had a little pump. I'd go pump it out and stuff. But like every step you take in the clay, it builds up like 5 pounds of clay on your boots.
Look, I got up for work on Monday and just white everywhere. I was like, fuck it. I'm not even going to work.
I'm not even going to work. Fuck this shit. Yeah. I showed up and I was hoping they'd be like, yeah, go home. But they're like, no, we're digging up a fucking hole. And you think like it's not a good idea, hey? And it's on a hill. So like all the snow that was above the hole just melted right into us kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. Eventually we dug a big trench around it. And then so all the meltwater goes into the trench and went right around us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was kind of dry today, but for the whole week I was playing around in the mud, pumping it up and down. But I guess my week wasn't that bad considering that you were in the hospital.
I did a walk-in shower. I tiled it all.
Right.
I actually tiled it like a month ago, but I just grouted it yesterday.
Yeah.
And now that I've grouted it, you can see that it's 2 different lots of tile.
Oh, because you had to stop and go home and come back.
Well, yeah, because there wasn't enough time to do the job. I've been back and forth, and
Right.
finally, like a month later, this lady's looked at it every day, never noticed it. I
Yeah.
grouted it. Now it's like night and day difference, and it's like, how the fuck did I put
And when
that
it's
up
wet, you can't really tell. You have to let it dry and wait and see.
Yeah, so now that's like, it's weird the way I installed it. Like the first box must have been a different color because
Yeah.
I went right up the middle and then the top, so it's like a perfect T shape.
That sucks.
I know. I asked her. I was like,
separates everything.
she has her parents moving into the place. I was like, do any of their names start with a T by chance?
We could make lemonade.
Yeah, it could be like a nice surprise for them, but no.
No. We got Shay in the chat being lewd as hell. Thank you, Shay. Yeah. And what's this lady's name again?
That's Alyssa.
Alyssa. Thank you, Alyssa, for joining us. My grandpa would be livid if I dropped an F-bomb in front of him. Grandpa Dave Grandpa Dave doesn't care too much about swearing. He's usually drinking beer with us, but he's on medications from the hospital today.
Hey, Grandpa, what do you think about me saying fuck in front of you?
It sounds the same as we. I pronounce it the same way. Fuck.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter how you use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how old are you, Dave?
I'm 89.
89 years old.
Yeah.
Still kicking.
Still a young fucker.
Yeah. Still running up the stairs here to come be in the Crowded Room podcast. Yeah. That's amazing.
We got him up here and he wasn't going back down until this is done.
Yeah. So he's up here for the intro.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, dirty week for me.
Yeah.
Doing a renovation, and halfway through, my coworker was like, "So has anyone tested this drywall for asbestos?" And it was like, "Well, I've been doing this for 2 days, so I don't know how much I care anymore." But no one's tested this. I'm like tearing drywall off of this old house.
Yeah.
And so then the client's there, and it just kind of like makes it look bad on him. But honestly, I'm like, well, I'm fucked already. Like, I've been doing this for 2 days.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, renovating an old ass house out of town. It's getting a giant addition, which we're doing the concrete for and stuff.
Who does your tile?
Usually me, honestly. Yeah.
Nice.
I did it in our last renovation at least. But if we're busy, then yeah, I can send out recommendations and stuff.
I'm busy too.
It's the thing is, usually we're not that busy.
So I did that herringbone tile, that herringbone pattern a while back. And that guy that I did it for knows a lot of like rich people and realtors and stuff like that. And he called me yesterday just to tell me how good of a job I did and how everyone that comes in, they don't care about the rest of the suite. They just see that and they're like, oh my God. And so now I guess there's like this realtor that wants me to do like a whole house for him and stuff.
That's awesome.
And and he wants all like crazy shit, like really nice stuff. Like might have to do like a herringbone pattern, like with the vinyl plank, like on the floor even.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking sweet.
With vinyl plank, that'd be something else. Yeah.
I think it'd be easier than the top.
Well, because it's so uniform. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the people in my company, they just want to do like the rough and dirty stuff. They actually don't have the patience to sit there and do tile. So I just hand it on over, especially at the end of the year when it's cold, or like now when it's cold.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out in the goddamn mud. Like, right. It's so annoying when you get dirt in your tape measure and it won't retract back up.
Or when you get mortar in your tape
measure.
Yeah,
dude. It's like, it feels like nails on a chalkboard to me. It pisses me off. If you want to chuck it.
It says, hey, if you're watching, smash that like button.
Yeah.
Show us you care.
Smash the damn like button. Subscribe if you feel like it. I don't care.
If you haven't yet.
Yeah.
We were at 73 subscribers last time I checked.
And it's still there?
It's still, no one unsubscribed.
Oh, hell yeah. Right on. Well, yeah, this isn't early for us to get all these likes and watches. So
it's all because of you, Dave.
Yeah, you got them. Thanks, pouring
Grandpa.
In here.
Yeah. Oh, we got 10 likes now. That was quick. Hey, you guys are awesome. Fuck yeah.
Oh wow, just
jumped. Oh, and then we lost a viewer.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
It's the Day Laborers podcast. Yeah, that's right, Shay. What does Shay do for a living?
I don't know.
Yeah, I forget.
I don't think he works too hard.
No, I think you got pretty little hands there, Shay. You wouldn't handle a tape measure.
So what do we got going on in the news in the last week here?
Okay, so for our news, we'll just get our news out of the way.
Cassandra, more Grandpa Dave. God.
Yeah, sorry, Cassandra.
We have to get news and politics.
Well, that's what I was saying. Maybe we should push the news to the middle or end one day.
Okay. So we'll just jump straight into the interview.
Yeah, well, we could.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. We could do news on a lull.
We're not good at transitions on this podcast.
Yeah, but anyways, we give the audience what they want. All right.
Shit.
Anyways, yeah.
You don't mind my soft hands, babe.
Am I the babe here? You think I'm the woman, babe?
Sean probably sells his body to the night.
That's what I think. Hey, have any of us ever seen Shay at night?
Nope.
No, he's out there.
No, he's.
Yeah.
I never see Shay at all, actually.
No, I haven't seen Shay in years.
He's the night man.
Right.
Friend of the day man. Defender of love and friendship. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, sorry, guys. We'll get to the grandpa here.
What do you think about all this, Grandpa?
Yeah. Do you like any of these people in the chat?
Feel free to tell them to go fuck themselves at any time.
They're waiting for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how was your experience at the hospital? You said you enjoyed it. You didn't?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The nurse, she was sweet as hell.
Really? Same nurse the whole time, or you go through a few nurses?
I had 2 or 3.
Right.
Yeah.
How long were you there?
Oh, about a week. Yeah.
You were there for a whole week. Yeah. If you could, yeah.
It's not as bad as I remember a few years back when I was getting my knees done.
Yeah.
I had both legs done, and each leg had 32 stitches, and it's just a coincidence. It's the same number of stitches I had when I was circumcised.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It definitely helps more when the mic's up.
All righty then.
Yeah. So you remember that, hey?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
and the first night they didn't give enough medication, and I took all the stitches out. I had a wet dream, and I broke all the stitches
all at once.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, that's too bad. When were you getting your knees done? When was that?
Oh, that was a few years back.
Right.
A few years back, eh?
Yeah.
What happened? You just your knees went?
No, I was bow-legged.
Oh, and they had to do a corrective surgery.
And they had to, they had to take a chip out the side. And the thing is this, that after all that pain I went through for the operation, they suddenly realized if I didn't have such a large dick, I wouldn't have been.
That's true. You're hunching over, hey? Yeah. It just kept slapping every step you took. Yeah.
But you actually have knee replacements.
Yeah.
That is real. That's not a joke. He's got metal knees.
Yeah.
Really?
And, do you still walk to the gym in the morning?
My friend, she picks me up and we go to the gym.
But before that, like, up until this year or so, or the end of last year, he's walking to the gym every day.
Yeah.
Didn't matter where he lived. Sometimes it was like kilometers you're walking.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah. I go down to the gym to get my eyes checked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
He checks out ladies' asses.
Sometimes I get a stiff neck.
Oh my God. Yeah. I remember as a kid. Yeah.
Give his eyes a workout.
He said he would go to the treadmill area to get his eyes checked.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that one though. Yeah. So you go to the gym regularly, or you're still up and kicking?
Oh,
hey, yeah.
And this one friend of mine, every time there was a new girl come into the gym, you'd find out who she was. And she was on the treadmill next to the one I used, but mine didn't lift up. It just rotated round and round.
Yeah.
And I thought, and John says, go and see who she is. So I got onto the treadmill and I pushed the button and I said, oh, damn. And she said, what's wrong? And I says, I can't get up this morning.
And that broke the ice. You got to see who she was.
Yes.
Yeah, it works. Yeah. If it works, it works. You can't knock it.
I haven't had my face slapped yet.
No.
Grandpa, lift the mic back up.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
You haven't had your face slapped yet.
No.
Yeah. Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah.
You're having a hard time keeping that mic up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish we had a third stand or something. We gotta invest in a third stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you hear about the plane that took off from San Diego?
No.
And they were going to land in Winnipeg. And when the aircraft takes off, the pilot always welcomes all the passengers and
Yeah.
said what type of weather we're having and all that stuff. And then suddenly, I guess he forgot to shut the speaker off. And he said to the co-pilot, he says, "Jesus, when I get to Winnipeg, I would really enjoy a hot cup of coffee and a blow job."
Yeah.
And this stewardess at the back of the plane heard this and said, "Oh my God, he left the speaker on. I better tell him." So she comes running up, and this guy stopped her. He says, "You forgot the coffee."
But he got his blowjob.
Oh shit! Another good one.
Very nice. So did you come up in Prince George? Were you raised here?
No, I was born in Vernon.
Oh, okay, born in Vernon.
Yeah.
What brought you up to Prince George here?
Well, I was with the A&W. I was in Vernon for 4 months, and then they sent me up to Salmon Arm to open up a brand new store there.
Okay.
And then they had a problem in Prince George with the A&Ws, and they sent me up to Prince George to clean them up.
Oh.
And the one store was doing okay on Queensway, but the other store, not Queensway, but on 20th was doing okay. But the one on Queensway was a problem.
What was the problem? Just not making money?
Just poor management.
Oh, yeah.
They were ready to close the place up. And they just couldn't find anybody that could run it properly. So anyways, I took that store from 40,000 a year up to 198,000 in a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All staff training.
So you worked at A&W for how many years?
Oh, about 5 years.
Oh, okay. What'd you do after that?
I bought the truck wagon cafeteria in Spruceland.
If you talk to anyone that has lived in Prince George for a long time, ask them about the chuck wagon.
It sounds familiar, but I don't think I know it. Yeah.
It was a meeting place. I mean, you take all the guys from Hydro would be sitting there, and a lot of them would be sit beside on the table next to me because they like to hear what I'm telling, asking the customers. And
right.
I remember with this one crazy woman coming through, and she leaned over and she says, "What's up?" And I said, "What do you mean, what's up?" "You know what I mean, what's up?" And I said, "No, I don't understand." "Oh, I know what you want. Yeah. I can get up if you want."
All roads lead to Rome.
Yeah. Pretty much every story he tells ends like that.
Right.
They're all good.
Yeah, I remember one time at the truck wagon during the summertime, there was a real thunderstorm and the lightning bolt. It shook the whole shopping center. And at the same time, this crazy lady was in the bathroom down the hallway, and she came out, and everybody was completely silent. And I said, "What in the hell did you do in there?" And she says, "Dave, I'm going to get you one of these days."
So the truck wagon, this was a truck stop, you said?
No, it was a cafeteria.
Oh, a cafeteria.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I don't know what I got that from.
Yeah. And I didn't used to put Baileys in people's coffee at Christmas time.
Christmas time, yeah. We had
this was legal back then. Allegedly.
I think we went through about 12 bottles of rum.
Right.
Oh yeah.
No one complained. Hey?
No, nobody. In fact,
not even the cops.
There was a few policemen there in their private clothes there, and they start drinking the coffee, and all of a sudden they take a sip of the coffee and they shook their head, and then hey, not bad.
Nice coffee. You guys make good
Christmas.
coffee.
Oh, we had fun. And the thing is this, I wasn't cheap or anything, but I'd some customer would come in here. I said, "Here, I'll buy you a cup of coffee." He says, "Oh, that's nice of you, Dave." So after you left, I'll take a cup and put some water in and pour it back in the pot. So I never did lose any money. But yeah.
So how long did you do that job?
Oh, we had truck wagon for about 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite out of all that?
Just meeting the public.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I helped sponsor the Molson Old Stylers.
What's that? Is that an old hockey team?
That was a lacrosse team. My dad
team.
played for that lacrosse team, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, they had the yellow jerseys,
Yeah.
and they looked like a Pilsner can.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad played for that lacrosse team.
Yeah. What's his name? Dave Jenkins was our goalie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know my friend Zach, his dad played for it too, Angus McDonald.
Oh yeah.
And my dad was Mark Samard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's smart. Yeah.
Yeah, Samard.
Yeah.
Did Keith play on that team?
He started out in junior. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But no, it was a rough game.
Yeah. I used to go watch, and as kids, we'd go and try to catch the loose balls, and we go hand it in for candy.
Yeah.
At the cafeteria.
That's awesome.
Yeah, those good old days.
Yeah, I'd go all the time.
And most Oldstylers was the first team from Prince George that won any Canadian title.
Really?
Yeah, they went to Nova Scotia, and it was the Canadian playoffs, and they came back, and they had the reception at the truck wagon.
Okay,
that's
nice.
Awesome.
And we closed the place up at 4:00, and I usually had to open up the cafe about 5:00 in the morning.
Right.
And I think I had about an hour's sleep that night.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. And we had fun.
What do you think your greatest memory from those times are? From the related to the chuck wagon? Greatest story from the chuck wagon?
Oh God, I had too many of them. Yeah.
Did you guys party after hours often there, or?
Yeah, we during the Christmas time we'd have Christmas parties there in Gator too. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it was pretty well.
We got Levi in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Bruce.
And
yeah.
Bruce. Wow.
Bruce, from Judo Bruce. He just got his 3rd degree white belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he's doing it with Travis.
Yeah,
that's right.
Hell yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you just got here, hit that like button, please.
Smash like buttons. We got 15 viewers already.
Hit
Dave,
like for
you're
Grandpa Dave.
bringing them in.
Yeah.
These guys are
You're more popular than we are, Grandpa.
Yeah.
We're just here for you. We can't do this by ourselves. We should just have you on every Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll do the podcast downstairs.
Yeah, I remember my grandson. He spent 2 years down Victoria at college.
Right.
And he came back, and all he could brag about was how hot the women were in Victoria.
That's
and
Lincoln.
Going on and on and on. And I said, Lincoln, I'm sick and tired of your bullshit. I said, you wouldn't even know whether the woman is hot or not. And he said, well, Grandpa, you know so much. He said, how do you know whether a woman is hot? And I said, all you do is you put your hand down her panties, and if it feels like a horse eating oats out of your hand, you know she's hot.
There we go. That's how you did it back in the day. Yeah. You just grab her by the pussy.
Was that what you call it?
Yeah, that's what we call it these days. Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is too much.
I mean, I think he's right though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it feels like a horse eating oats out of your hand, you know that she's hot.
Then she's fine. Okay, so you ran the cafeteria for a while. If you could go back, what kind of job would you do? Would you do anything different for a living? You think that there was a job you wish you could have done?
Everything I'd done growing up. Yeah.
But is there a job you wish you could have done, maybe, or that you wanted to do you never quite got to?
I was a salesman, kind of a supervisor, and I was on my way to Terrace, and we had right from 100 Mile House to Prince Rupert I had to look after.
Oh, really?
And I got a phone call to come back to Prince George that we lost everything in Williams Lake. And I said, what the hell do you want me to do? Just go down there and pick up the empty cases. And today's Tuesday, you should be finished by Thursday. Thursday morning, I got a phone call from the boss. He says, how come you're still making a load sheet? And I said, well, we haven't lost anything. I picked everything up for you.
Okay.
And not only that, but I doubled the sales in rooms.
Really? So you really loved what you did,
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So
He's
you're in
always
sales.
organized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always making deals. Yeah.
Sometimes there's a little bullshit in between, but
Right. Right. Did you ever think, like, growing up, that you wanted to be like an astronaut or like a firefighter? Nothing like that.
No.
You always wanted to
no.
go into sales.
Yeah. I enjoy the public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people,
Mhm.
the conversations,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. One subject will always lead to another subject.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Oh, he likes that so much that he just hangs out at the airport.
Yeah.
Right? Do you do that
Oh,
anymore?
yeah. I was during the Canada Games. I was ambassador at the airport, and I told and I think the Cougars were sponsoring the FanCon thing, and I was dressed up as Wonder Woman, and I said to Ed, I said, "Do you mind if I go out to the airport?" And he says, "Yeah, you can do anything you want." And I said, "Well, I'll get you front page coverage in the Citizen." Well, I told the photographer, I said, "When I find the proper girl, I want you to take a photograph of that one." And here's this beautiful gal came off. She had a fur coat on, and I asked her whether she would want to have a photograph taken. And she says, "Do you want me to take my coat off?" And I said, "That's entirely up to you." So she took her coat off, and I said, "Holy fuck."
Yeah. Put that
I
back
couldn't
on.
believe it. Guess what? I made front page in the Citizen.
There you go. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Is that how you ended up in the hospital?
Yeah. Art failure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
He dressed up like Wonder Woman that year.
Yeah.
What else have you dressed up as?
Oh, I used to once I did Wonder Woman, I used to dress up as a woman. I used to do the front doors at the Cougars game, and
Right. I saw you at a Cougars game once, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
yeah.
used to frequent the Cougars
Oh,
games dressed
dude.
up as a
He's still
woman.
wearing his-
Oh, yeah. Your sweater says.
Hey, what do you got underneath that Cougar
Right.
sweater?
Cougars are our
a
local hockey
Cougars-
team.
Yeah.
if
Another
you guys
Cougar
don't
sweater.
know.
Yeah, but that was fun. I mean, I had one gal that she'd come through about the same time as about 6 or 7 the other men were there, and if I was busy, I mean, she always gave me a hug. And one night she passed me by because she thought I was busy. The guys hollered out, says, "Aren't you going to give him a hug tonight?" So she came back and she gave me a hug, and she said, "How was that?" And I looked down at my penis or my crotch, and I said, "Not bad."
You
The
could do
guys were
better.
laughing like hell. So she came back and she gave me another hug, and she says, "And how was that?" And I said, I think you better leave."
Yeah.
I had lots of fun at the Cougars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have season tickets, I guess? Or do you just
No.
keep buying tickets every time?
No, I volunteered.
Oh, really? So they
Oh.
let you in? Oh,
You worked
that's
at the
nice.
door, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you actually worked the door. I
Oh,
thought you
yeah.
just hung out at
Oh,
That's sweet.
Yeah.
No,
That's funny.
I had it's hard to explain. The two people beside me, on each side of me, they wouldn't be doing anything. I would have a lineup of people waiting to come through just to bug me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no, it was great.
Especially with your costumes. Yeah, you became a kind of a celebrity, kind of
dude.
attraction
I
at
had
least.
I
Yeah.
had about 6 different wigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people would just
I-
come to see what you
I
decided to do that day.
and I had put balloons for my pin on my t-shirt inside, just for my breasts. And one night I made one balloon smaller than the other one.
Yeah.
And this gal came through. She says, "Do you realize that one breast is smaller than the other?" I said, "That's the side that my husband sleeps on all the time."
You just had that one chambered ready to go all day. Like,
He's waiting for
who's
someone
gonna
to
ask me?
Yeah.
And then I had another woman. She came through, and she pinched my balloon or breast, whatever it was. And she says, "And how does that feel?"
And it pops.
Oh, God. No, I had fun.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
Mm.
So that you don't do that anymore though, hey?
Oh no.
No. I haven't been to a Cougars game in a long time, honestly. Yeah, but they're still going.
Oh yeah.
I assume they stopped through the pandemic kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different crowd. I mean, we used to have 6,000, and that place used to be filled up all the time.
Right.
And to me, I feel it's very, very important to keep the Cougars in town here, because where else can anybody in the northern, right, all the way to Terrace and up north can go? They don't have to go to Vancouver or Edmonton or something.
Right.
They've got a chance to get to.
It's a pretty big stadium in there, yeah. Or arena, I guess you'd call it.
And no, the people should support the Cougars very, very much.
Right.
They're great ambassadors.
Yeah.
He's always been the #1 Cougars fan. He's wearing a Cougars sweater underneath that Cougar sweater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's got layers of Cougars on right now.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So that goes back like a long time then.
I was with them for about 14 years, I guess.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you never really missed a game, hey?
No.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I had fun, and it was fun to do that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the pandemic just kind of threw a wrench in everything. Yeah. Well, hopefully that's gone soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, they'll get the crowd back, but they got to realize that having a team like the Cougars in the WHL is good for the whole area. I mean, they don't have to go down to Vancouver or Edmonton. They can get to the NHL through Prince George.
Right, the players, you mean? Yeah. No, you're right.
And we've had some good players come from the Cougars into the NHL.
Yeah.
Hamus,
Chara.
Yeah.
Chara,
Oh, yeah.
What, that Peacock guy or whatever?
Oh.
Did he ever make the NHL? I remember that.
Yeah. You could see his eyeballs from the other end of the arena.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, God. No.
Yeah, Lenny might know Zdeno Chara from the Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
He actually came through his minor leagues here in Prince George.
He had the longest hockey stick of any player in the WHL.
He was like 6'4".
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And tall, skinny guy.
Yeah.
Especially for the minor leagues, he was a really big, big guy.
And he turned out to be a great player too.
Yeah. He's Russian. Came from
I
Russia.
Believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's a good sports talk. But I don't think anyone here knows that you have a twin brother.
Oh no, I don't even know that.
Oh yeah. I was stationed in London, Ontario. I was in Air Force as a photographer, and I got transferred back to Comox. And I got into Toronto about 11 o'clock in the morning, and the train didn't leave until 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And I knew my twin brother had a girlfriend that worked at the Biltmore Theater, and her name was Sally. So I asked somebody, "Where's the Biltmore Theater?" And they said, "Just down a couple of blocks you can't miss it." So I went up to buy a ticket, and this girl says, "Oh, Frankie." Well, anybody that calls me Frankie, that's the worst thing you could do.
Because your brother's name is Frank?
I took her out.
Oh, okay.
And then Frank came down the following weekend, and she said to him, "What the hell are you doing back in town so soon?" She says, "What do you mean so soon?" She said, "Don't you remember last weekend?" And he says, "That son of a bitch."
Yeah, he did it again. My wife. His girlfriend, right? What year was this?
This is going back in the 70s, 72, 74.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And not only that girl, but I was in Winnipeg, and I was just walking down a station in Winnipeg at Stevenson Field for a week, and I was walking down the main street, and this one girl, she was blowing her horn, and I looked at, and she called me over, and she said, "Frankie, what are you doing?" "Well," I said, "I'm going to go for a beer." And I said, "Well, hop in the car and we'll go down and have a beer." I didn't realize that Frank had her lined up to go out with her.
Oh, yeah.
And she didn't phone him. No, I think in my time, I must have taken out Frank's girlfriend. Oh, I must have met 5 or 6 of them.
Right, and
Oh,
played
yeah.
the old switcheroo
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And 'cause now he's like, yeah, like nowadays, he's like, I try to call him, he's just miserable all the time. He doesn't want to talk to me for some reason.
Well, he phoned me and he told me he was in Lethbridge, I think, and he said he met this beautiful girl, and all I said was, well, Frank, if you tell me your name, I might know her. And he slammed the phone down. Hasn't talked to me
He
since.
didn't think it was very funny.
Oh,
And then there was this other time, the officers, we flew from Comox up to Edmonton for an officer's bond spill, and when we got there, they were giving Frank a bad time. That I knew more about his wife than he did,
Right.
and she happened to be the next door neighbor, and I never did like her. But anyways, I said, Frank, I says, you don't realize that she's got a mole. She's got a mole down below her bra strap, and she has not. I said, yes. I said, you should check it out. I mean, I just did it as a bluff, you know.
Yeah.
And they're giving him a bad time. So when he came home, his wife heard him coming in the driveway, so she met him at the door, gave her a kiss, turned her around, lifted up her blouse, and said, "That son of a bitch." She did have a mole there.
Okay. That's horrible.
Just a bad coincidence.
Yeah, it's
Just
just
a coincidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so is this during like while you're in the Air Force?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was another one in Comox. Yeah, he was waiting for a phone call, and
Yeah.
I don't know how many of his girlfriends I took out.
Right.
Yeah.
I could write a book.
But yeah, I don't know if girls were just wild back then or what, but you have stories of being with married women.
No. The women I took out had to be very, very proper. Yeah. Yeah, they had to be proper and nice personality and a beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In order to be seen in public.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about behind the scenes, though?
No, those were the days.
Right.
Yeah.
So
when there wasn't a social media to get blasted out.
In fact, I haven't spoken to my twin brother for 4 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't know how he's doing or anything like that?
No, he phoned me one day and he told me he met this girl and she's very nice. And I said, well, just tell me her name. I might know her. He slammed the phone down. That's it.
And that's the end of it. Hey, yeah. But he's in Lethbridge.
Yeah. Oh, I think so. I'm not too sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you got to tell us, what's the secret to making it to 89 years old and still being so fucking viral and healthy?
Well,
viral.
I'll tell you, when the Canada World Sports was on, winter sports was on, there's a team from Japan that came over.
Yeah.
And Rick, who was in charge, got me to host the Japanese team. And
how so? How, like, host them? How so?
That was the baseball team, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And I said, holy God, what a challenge that is. And holy man, we sat down the Legion, we ate down the Legion all the time.
Yeah.
And the manager sat at that end, I sat at this end, and there's one Japanese fella that spoke English, and they said they want to know, they don't believe that you're 60 years old or 65 or something. And I said, yes, I'm 65. No, you're not. And I said, yeah. And finally, the interpreter said, they want to know what keeps you so young. And I didn't know what to say. So I said, sex.
Lots of sex. You got to eat a lot of pussy. Yeah.
And they just roared. Oh, they're a great bunch of guys. I'm not kidding. And awesome. We were sitting in the stands there, and the girls would be selling their 50-50 tickets.
Yeah.
And most of them were well built, you know. So the
Hey, what do you mean by that?
Well, do I have to explain it to you?
Were they heavy set women?
So anyways, the interpreter says they want to know what 50-50 is, and I said, well, if you whatever money they raise, 50% you get and 50% they keep.
Yeah.
And so about 10 minutes later, there's two beautiful girls walking by with big boobs, and the Japanese interpreter says, they want to know whether she's 50-50 as well. Oh, they had a sense of humor. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you say host them, you mean you kind of like helped them around town? Like you guided them kind of thing?
Well, I took one tours, like I could take 5 at a time, and I'd take them out to different, we went up to Westlake and
Right. Not like they didn't stay at your house kind of thing.
no,
You
no.
just hosted them around town,
Yeah, they
chauffeured.
stay at the hotel and have breakfast and dinner and supper with
Right.
them. And
Okay.
yeah, no, it was a great time.
And they spoke English pretty well.
No,
No.
it was basically only one spoke English.
And translated for everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
How'd they do in baseball?
They won.
They won the whole thing?
Yes.
Wow.
And it was the last pitch, and there's the guy on third base, and the game was tied. And all of a sudden, the back catcher, he fumbled the ball. It dropped on the ground. The guy from third base slid home,
Stole the home plate,
and won the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice for them.
Yeah.
The crowd went wild.
Yeah. Made their flight over here useful.
What's more exciting, Grandpa, that or women's curling?
Women's curling is a different subject.
It's a different
It's
interest.
his two favorite things. That's just it. He loves curling and he loves women.
I skipped for I don't know how many years, and instead hollering out sweep, 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 because when what is loud in there and
yeah. You did curling?
Yeah.
Yourself?
So I changed it around. I'll use the word hard. So if it was Bill was my hard lead sweeper, I'd say hard Bill. One evening in Vernon, I was in the bounce field, and the manager at the rink came up. And he says, "You're getting all the women excited."
Right.
I said, "What the hell are you talking about? It's what you were saying." And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Who's your lead sweeper?" And I said, "Oh, Donnie Wallace." Oh, I was hauling out, hard on.
Hey, and only your team really knew what you meant. Yeah.
Grandpa, why don't you tell them how good of a curler you used to be and how all that went?
Oh, well, I never had a good rink in front of me. I had these 3 idiots. They're just friends. They're friends. I knew the next door neighbor, and he found 2 others, and they were complete assholes.
Right.
I'm not kidding. We went to this bounce field in Kamloops, and they sat down, and they bought each a beer, and they wouldn't even buy me a beer.
Okay.
They told me the night before they didn't want me to skip, and I said, "Hey, listen." I said, "Listen." I said, "If you don't come," I said, "you can take off," and I said, "I'll get 3 more curlers."
But this is my team.
Yeah, and they were the worst bunch of curlers I ever curled with. If the only way we won that game was because of my last shot. If you can't draw to the button, you're not a very good skip.
Okay, I barely know what a skip is or anything.
Right? Tell us what a skip is.
A skip, he's the one that helps build the house. And you're going to ask me what's the house?
Yeah, exactly. You're going to have to go back a couple of steps here.
That's the formation for the stones, right? But you didn't used to drink while you played, and Grandma would get mad at you.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, but I do remember times when I was skipping Bagotville, Quebec, that when it was my turn to throw my last 2 rocks, I'd throw the first one, and then they'd have to pick me up so I could throw the next one.
Because you slipped.
Oh, yeah. Some of my best curling was when I was in the Air Force.
Yeah, and you could have went on to possibly be a real professional curler, couldn't you?
If I had the right team, I never did have a good team.
No.
Remember, how did the guys have to get you out? What did they have to do to get you out sometimes?
What do you mean?
Out to curl?
When grandma wouldn't let you.
Oh.
Because my grandma, she told them it's either me or curling.
Wow.
Yeah.
And look at him now.
I don't think I should give that secret away.
Just say allegedly before.
No, this is good. Yeah, give that secret away.
No. Oh, hell. Brings back too many memories.
Yeah. Well,
that's interesting. Yeah. I've never even tried curling or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just scroll across it on TV.
Sometimes you have to have I don't call it charm or anything. You have to say the right thing. Like the squadrons flew down from Comox down to San Diego because they're doing the runways. We were down there for 2 months. And I was in this bar, and this gal, she was talking to the bartender. She sounded English to me, and so I said to her when things were quiet, I said, "Oh, you're a bloody limey." She says, "How do you know? What's a limey?" And I said, "Well, you're English, aren't you?" She says, "Yes." Well, she'd been in the United States for 3 years, and not one person ever told her that she was English.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, she says, "Do you want to go on the party?" And she should have never asked. We went up to her apartment, and there was nothing there. All there was a trunk, very big, those big blue trunks for traveling with.
Right.
Days. And so, anyways, there was nothing in the room at all. And I said, "Where's your blade bed?" She pushed a button, and the bed came out.
Of her tote.
Pushed another button, and the Chesterfield came out. Yeah.
Oh, you mean came out of her luggage or out of the wall?
Of the wall.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And finally, next morning, I asked her, I says, "Where are you heading for?" She says, "I'm heading over to Tokyo." And I said, "Oh, what are you going to do over there?" She says, "I'm planning to get married over there."
Okay.
And you don't, oh, no, I won't go in there.
No, go ahead.
I've met a number of them.
It's not the first time that you had that happen to you.
Oh, I used to travel a lot on the train, and I'd meet somebody at the bar, but when you hit Manitoba, it was a dry province, so you had to. She said, "Oh, don't worry about it." She says, "I got Mickey in the front. We'll go up to the day car."
Yeah.
And we got into Winnipeg, and she started to moan and cry. I don't like the thought of staying by myself overnight. She says, "Can you help me out?" And I says, "Yeah." So I grabbed my suitcase, stay overnight.
Yeah.
I bet you on my number of trips I made on the train, I don't. There was a conductor in the Winnipeg, and then when he saw me coming, he says, How long are you going to stay on the train this time?" I was known to getting off with some chick I met.
Just at a random city?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A lot of the traveling you were doing was for the Air Force, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Right. How long has your family been in Canada?
Oh, my life.
Yeah. How long has your family, like, when did you immigrate to Canada?
Oh, my mother came from England.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And my dad, he was born in someplace north of someplace in Quebec.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, he was a great dad. I'm not kidding. He went through hell.
Was he French?
No.
Just born in Quebec.
Yeah. And he told me about the battle days, and you have your trenches, the Germans in one trench and they're in the other trench, and when there's bomb shells going, and then when it's quiet, that's when you get out and you go find somebody to stab or kill.
So he was in World War II?
Yeah. And then
World War One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Vimy Ridge.
Okay.
He was on his way to kill the Germans, same as the Germans going to kill him. And all of a sudden, there was a bombshell exploded, and they both landed on their backs, and that's when my dad got injured.
Okay.
Yeah.
And released with the Purple
they,
Heart kind
and
of
they,
thing.
they sat there for about an hour, and he spoke English. He took his education in London, and they talked for a while. And he says, "Mr. N," he says, "the pallbearers, or what do they call it, stretcher bearers, there was a line where
the gurney
yeah.
guys, yeah.
He says, if you can possibly crawl up above that little hill there, and it was a good slope. He says, you have a better chance of getting picked up. So it took me a couple of hours to get up to the top of the hill because I was really bad. And Stretcher Bear came along and picked me up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Picked him up, picked your dad up.
Picked your dad up, yeah.
And also picked the German guy up as well, right? Didn't they?
No. We when I crawled the hill, he stayed there and he died there. I don't know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But he did like kind of help your dad. In
but he spoke perfect English.
Right.
Yeah. And my dad told me a lot of the stories during the war. And there's this one time, I've got it written down, that it was Christmas, and all they had was cans of bully beef, and they'd put a peg of wood or something into the wall, and then they'd have a candle underneath, and they'd heat that can up, and that was their Christmas dinner.
Right.
And one day, he said, when they was having this Christmas dinner, Blaze Shell came along and knocked the bully beef down and lost his dinner.
Like the shockwaves and stuff. Yeah.
No, my dad, him and I, we were really good friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. So English originally.
Oh yeah.
Your family is okay. Yeah. Nice. I believe my family was English as well, but my dad was also born in Quebec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hey guys, how many of you enjoying this podcast?
Yeah. Give us some questions if you have.
Give us some questions for Grandpa Dave here. Make sure they're nice and
I've got
dirty.
another story.
We got lots of time for stories.
Lots of time.
When I got transferred to Bagotville, Quebec.
Yeah.
There was Johnny, this guy in the room. I knew him he was a photographer as well, because we went through course together. He said, I'm going to show you the town. So we drove into town in Bagotville, or Chicoutimi, and went to this drive-in, and he stopped a little ways afraid. He says, hop in the back seat. I said, why? He's just hop in the back seat. So I hopped in the back seat and we drove to the drive-in. Holy Christ, within a minute, the woman hopped in the car in the front seat with him, with the driver, and another woman. She spoke French, and I tried to speak French to her, and she didn't understand what the hell I was saying, and I didn't understand what she was saying. And I was getting a little sick and tired talking to her, and I said, oh, fuck. And she says, oui. That's the first word, the French I knew, was oui.
Yeah.
It meant yes.
Yeah.
You told me there's only one thing you know how to say in French. One sentence.
Oh, voulez-vous coucher?
From the song.
He knew it before the song.
There you go. That's the only sentence you need if you're going to go to Quebec.
Voulez-vous? Will you please?
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, so Dwayne says respect to the veterans. Alyssa says the war stories are humbling. My gosh, I can't imagine. Lenny says, what's Grandpa Dave's favorite food?
Sex.
Pussy, yeah. He likes the pussy.
Did you expect anything else? Do you have a girlfriend? Cassandra asks.
I have a lady friend. She's a very, very nice woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hold the mic a little bit closer. There you go.
Yeah.
How often do you guys see each other?
Well, I've known her since 1970.
Yeah.
And we're just friends. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we used to have communion every Sunday morning.
You go to church.
No, it was our own communion service.
Okay. The body of Christ.
Yeah, and coffee and a little bit of Bailey's rum or Bailey's.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. Corey, he's 89 years old.
89 years young.
Young. Yeah.
So if you could live in any other country than Canada, what country do you think you'd like to live in?
France.
France? Yeah. How come?
Just
Because I know how to speak voulez-vous.
They-
just walk around saying that to everybody.
Because he's got it locked down. You don't know those other languages, so it's kind of useless.
Just go to Amsterdam, get in the red light district.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You could say anything to those women. And
$20?
They'll say yes.
$20?
Yeah.
Dwayne asks, what music did you enjoy coming up? Any particular artists?
I like the Carpenters.
Really?
Yes.
What about Johnny Horton?
Yeah, Johnny Horton is a good, but the Carpenters, she was an Australian and she had breast cancer. She had the sweetest voice.
Okay.
Oh my God, she was good. And her brother, he played piano. He wrote a lot of her songs that she sang. Oh, she was cool. I'm not kidding. That was
Really?
my favorite singer.
Really, your favorite female singer?
Yeah.
How about your favorite male vocalist?
Um,
Engelbert Humperdinck?
yes, Humperdinck.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I know about that guy, Humperdinck.
Because you thought it was hilarious when you were a kid.
No, because the song came on. He's like, "Oh, that's Engelbert Humperdinck,"
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, "That was only a couple of years ago."
Release Me. Yeah, the song he brought up that song, "Release Me," and he was a good entertainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
I know you like Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Sammy Davis Jr.,
Yeah.
Dean Martin.
Yeah, I remember Johnny Cash coming to Prince George. I remember.
What?
There's 2 or 3 others that came to Prince George. Yeah, and because I was a volunteer, I was able to go behind the stage and talk to him. And
Yeah.
Johnny Cash?
yeah,
So when he comes to town, does he just like show up on a horse back then? Or like,
no.
I'm assuming this is a long time ago.
He had his own stud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah. I think it's time to do a very special segment.
What's this?
Well, there's still more stories to come. We're not done by any means.
What's our
But
segment?
well, we got 2 Daves here today, and we got to do an Ask
Oh.
Davey.
Should we pull up? Should we summon Dave?
Davey, I think it's time to come upstairs.
Should we text him?
And what
or
we'll
do you
do
think
is-
he's watching.
I think he's watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll ask Davey a question, and then we'll ask
Yeah.
Grandpa what he thinks of
Dave
Davey's
versus
answer.
Dave. There we go. I got some questions here. Some
Oh.
silly questions.
Nice.
Oh, I'll tell you one practical
Yeah.
joke I told.
Please do.
In the
please
meantime,
do.
guys,
Okay.
feel free to throw some questions
Yeah.
up for
Up to your
Davey.
mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a friend come over one night, and he went. We went over to his place, and I said, Peter, I said, can I use the bathroom? And he said, you know where the bathroom is. You don't have to ask. Well, what I did, I had some saran wrap, not saran wrap, but paper, and I put some peanut butter in there. And I went to the bathroom and I smeared peanut butter on the toilet seat.
Yeah.
So I came back and I said, Peter, I said, come here. He says, what's wrong? I said, just come here. So I showed him the toilet seat, and he was, oh, holy God, he was upset, and he was going to holler at the kids. I said, just hold it. So I took my finger and I went, touched the peanut butter, and then I went like this and licked my finger. he almost threw up.
That's awesome. Shay says, do you like Mozart? Or you probably like Mozart. He says he thinks you taught him how to play. Hey.
Who the hell's
Hey.
that? Oh,
Ladies
shoot.
and gentlemen,
This is the best part.
it's time for our new segment, Ask
Hey.
Davey.
I know.
It's not new at all.
It's not new, but it's fun.
Everyone
How you
seems to
guys?
love it a lot.
Hello,
Dave,
everybody.
Yeah.
Um, Before we get started here, there's just one request from Alyssa here.
Yep.
Tell us what Johnny Cash had to say to you.
I just told him, I said, I enjoy your music, and I thought it was nice that you come to Prince George. I didn't talk very long.
Oh, okay.
Because there was quite a crowd there.
He was up on his horse.
Yeah. If you want to say that.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, Grandpa, if you could pass the mic to Davey there for a second.
This is our segment, Ask Davey here.
Yeah, we'll give it back to you in a
So
sec.
if you've got a question, just on your foot there. So if you've got a question for Dave too, you can. But for now, Dave, I want to know if you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be, Dave?
Oh, I'd probably be a marijuana tree.
Why and why?
Well, I don't technically probably not a tree, but
That wouldn't be a very long-lived tree.
no, we don't live long. The weed trees. We get everybody high and everybody has a good time, and we have a short life cycle.
There we go.
Would you
Yeah.
be upset if people smoked you?
Oh fuck no, that's what it's all about.
You got a question for Dave?
No, I want to tell a story.
We
about-
can hear you.
Save your.
Yeah, okay.
Let us ask him one more question.
Okay.
Save your
Yeah.
story. Yeah. So what's your question there, Jerry?
My question is, Davey, what kind of technology are you disappointed we don't have by now that you thought we'd have when you were a kid in the future?
Ooh, well, those little drone cars that you can drive around, those are pretty cool, but I wanted like a Back to the Future plasma anti-gravity flying car.
Skateboard. You want that back to the or sure?
Yeah, that
skateboard.
kind
Oh,
of
like
crap.
That
Yeah,
Marty McFly shit.
don't have the flying cars. We don't have the UFO technology declassified yet.
That's right. We were supposed to get
Shame.
that thing like 7 years
That
ago.
was for the
Yeah.
people. The UFOs came here to give it to the people, but only a few have all that technology.
Now I'm
That's
pissed. You just reminded me. I'm pissed.
I'm getting my tinfoil hat up on the next one.
We got some
Okay.
questions for you, Davey.
Question for
Oh,
Dave.
wicked.
Davey,
Wicked.
Who, in your opinion, is the best modern drummer kicking it today?
Well, that Foo Fighters drummer, he was pretty good, wasn't he?
I said kicking it, kicking it today, not kicking it a couple weeks ago.
Who asked that? I
Uh,
can't see.
That was Dwayne.
Oh, Dwayne, the best modern drummer. Still, I don't know. You never heard of him, maybe? No, you heard of him. But it's Flo Monure from Cryptopsy. That guy, not only is he a good dude and very gracious Frenchman, but bro, the fucking blast beats. That guy's crazy, insane. My favorite drummer. The faster, the harder, the quick, the better drummer for sure.
Okay, we got another one. Dave, are we in a simulation?
Oh no, we're not in a simulation.
Prove it.
Well,
Yeah, tell us.
you can't
what
prove.
you
That's the
know
one
that
thing you
proves
can't prove. But I'm telling you, this is real. The light that's beating down upon us is real. This is a real thing going on, and
You-
have fun while it's going on, because nobody's built to last. We're not here forever. So
Because someone could just turn it off at any minute.
that's right.
Someone
If the
could-
simulation it's got a red button or whatever, and
Yeah.
somebody could press it, right? It's just almost a nuclear effect.
Just unplug your matrix cord
Yeah.
from your brainstem.
So,
Good question, Jerry.
you got a question?
Oh no, I
Oh.
said that was a good
No,
question.
that
So-
wasn't ours. That was our
So
listeners.
here's one.
Nice.
If you know Davey, you know he'll mix everything together. That's his favorite. Like, he doesn't like one flavor; he needs all the flavors.
I need all the flavors.
Put them together, and he's good with that. That's his favorite flavor, is everything.
Like when you're at
All spice.
when you're
So-
getting a soda, you put them all together.
Yeah, we'll put
So-
brown sugar with the cayenne pepper, and we'll put
Yeah.
throw some baby marshmallows in the scrambled eggs.
So
And,
you'll
So-
put the root beer with the ginger ale, with the Coke, with the orange.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why just drink one?
Oh my
see,
God.
you
can
Dave
taste
will
them all at the
remember.
same time.
Dave will
Now
remember
now I know what happened to
the
you. Dave.
Spruceland Overweighty back in the day had all that fountain pop. Remember, you could go there and just customize your own pops. Oh, I think that's where it began.
So that leads me to my
I
question.
think that's what happened. Here.
Or to Cassandra's
Okay.
question. Now she wants to know, what two foods or flavors, I guess, would you not put together? Let's go with foods, though. That's what she asked.
What did I put? Oh, you know what? Don't substitute milk and butter for your macaroni and cheese. Don't substitute those for mayo. That is a no-no. Oh. Like
Spoken
just
from-
imagine a couple of gobs,
Yeah.
tablespoons of freaking Hellman's mayo.
And that's
Mayo and
Yeah,
macaroni
and then
do
whip it
not
up
go
in
together.
right, and It didn't test well. No, I'll never do that again.
Yeah. Also, don't use sour cream instead of ketchup.
Duly noted. Yeah.
All right.
That's wisdom versus
Grandpa
knowledge.
Dave's got a question. Any more up there?
Wait.
Thank you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys.
This is
Lenny wants to know if you play video games.
Oh man, I was pretty good at that Mike Tyson's Punch Out in 1988 or 87.
Did you go to
I
the
tried
arcade to
that.
play
That's a hard game.
Man, we figured it out, me and my buddy, and we both got pretty good at it. But no, when it comes to Halo or Call of Duty, I'm useless with the whole
dual
two hands. Like, are you
directions,
kidding me? I'm used to the
three
stick in the button.
dimensions.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right on. Well,
All
this has
right.
been our segment. Ask Dave.
But Dave's got one more question. He's got the exclusive.
Oh, you got a question for him?
He said he had a story.
Yeah.
Would you
ask
off
him a
the top of
question.
your head have a question for Dave here?
A silly question.
Dave to Dave.
Anything.
Is there much difference in flavor between the blonde and the brunette?
Oh.
You gotta let him answer that one now. Here, give him the mic.
Full disclosure, Dave. These are the days I'm telling you. I think there was one blonde and two brunettes that were equally nasty. Oh, you asked, you got the truth.
How fat were they?
No, they were plump, but they weren't considered like.
They were well built.
We were all young, we were still growing, baby fat.
Yeah, slump busters. You had to bust the slump, hey?
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask you a question. What's the oldest woman you've ever taken out?
She was older. She was actually, I had this crush on this girl, but she wouldn't give me no play. So I don't know, I was in a mood, and mom was pretty friendly. I just grabbed her by the hand and we left the Columbus, and I took her in a cab, and it was like train spotting. We were just, but without the heroin, obviously.
That sounds like quite the love.
It was,
You
there was
guys
an
had
itch that Davey had to scratch, and she was there for me. Good girl. She was, she must have been like
It's just like the mother and
20 years
daughter.
older than me.
It's just like the mother and daughter. The daughter won't, but the mother will.
Yeah.
Exactly where I found myself. And no regrets.
So
regrets.
this is actually better. Dave asked Davey. This is a better segment.
Dave on Dave.
We have questions for Davey. That's just
Dave
great
versus
questions,
Dave,
great answers.
yeah.
So you got any more questions for Davey here?
What's the worst practical joke you played on anybody?
I've seen a few practical jokes all go sideways, but nothing I've ever pulled on anybody.
Right.
No. If anything,
I can't think any.
back
good
in the day,
ones, no.
I have two younger sisters, and back in the day, their rooms were adjacent to each other, so the doorknobs were like, I could tie up a towel and tie up the other one. They're fucking locked in there. I had a house to myself. Flip through old man's records, and they're like, ah!
And you're like, oh.
And what are you gonna do?
That's a good joke.
You're gonna
eh?
call somebody? Nobody's got smartphones. You're gonna,
No internet.
I'll tell you the best practical joke I ever played was when the wife had about 5 or 6 of her lady friends out for afternoon tea at Clickers Lake Resort. I thought, what the hell can I do with this girl, Darlene? She was the life of a party, and I thought, God, I should be able to do something. And then suddenly I realized that we had hot dogs for lunch, and there was a hot dog left over. So I went into the trailer and I got some fishing line, and I put the hot dog down my pants. So when I leaned back, only about a quarter of an inch of the wiener showed
Through your shorts.
Yeah. And suddenly, by accident, my dog Bumper woke up. And I said, "Here, Bumper." And I turned my leg around and I shoved his head down towards the wiener was. And I was looking at Darlene at the same time. And when Bumper bit the wiener of my pants, I fell down to the ground and I started to cry. And I cried and I cried. And she was just shocked. She didn't talk anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's awesome. Oh, geez, we got some.
Yeah.
That was
studio
good.
audience
Cracked
is
just a
loving
bit.
it.
Dave on Dave crime here.
All right. One last question for
Dave
Davey
Dooley.
before he goes.
Another one? One more?
One more question for him before he goes. Are you good?
No mercy.
Something funny.
Jesus.
2 Daves, 1 cup.
I don't know.
He's laughing because I couldn't possibly ask him that.
Right.
Hey, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Who would you rather be stranded on an island with? Justin Trudeau or Joe Biden or no one? Explain your answer.
I think that question is self-explanatory.
Yeah.
That's a fucking death trap.
You remember the Joe Biden with the mullet out the back in the 80s?
No.
That was he was with Bill Clinton running before that, wasn't he?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, Joe Biden used to have a mullet back in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have either of you ever been catfished?
Catfish?
Yeah.
What do you mean by catfish?
Like a fake woman online?
Like you go to meet a woman and it's not, she doesn't look the way she was supposed to look.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Catfish evolved from Davis. Yeah.
Yeah. I met one. I thought she was a woman that turned out to be a goddamn man.
That's exactly what a catfish is.
Yeah.
I think you
That's
invented
the original catfish.
I was so goddamn shocked. I just got dressed and went home. Oh fuck!
I'm still gonna do this, but I'm not happy.
I don't think I've ever been catfished, but I have been cyberbullied by the ex. That's for damn sure.
Okay. Yeah, sure, that counts.
Well, that don't happen no more.
No,
Well, she looks like a catfish. So.
Yeah.
right on. Well, this has been one of the most successful segments of Ask Baby that we've ever had. Yeah, no, we got lots of time here.
Okay.
No.
We got
But-
still a whole another hour.
Yeah.
Gramps, you want to?
Yeah, when I was with Palm Dairies, I used to have the Mackenzie run, and I had a cyst up my bum, and Dr. Chow took it out, and he says, you need a pad, and he says, you have to use one of your wife's pads. So anyways, I put on, and I slid in and out to the truck all the time, every stop. When I got to Mackenzie, I realized I had to change my pad. So I went into the ladies' washroom.
Just so no one asked any questions. Hey, they understood.
And the manager, he saw me coming up. He says, "What the hell are you doing in the ladies' washroom?" And I said, "I'm changing my pads."
Hey.
He says, "You're what?"
Back then, they didn't want to ask any farther. Yeah.
Oh, he laughed like hell.
That's on the month, I understand.
What's the first time you heard of a person getting a sex change, like a transgender person? Like how old were you when you first heard of that?
Oh,
was that like a recent thing?
No, who in the hell was it? Who was a big?
There was a celebrity.
Probably like a Caitlyn Jenner or something, or a
no. Who was that big fella down San Diego? And he was a huge man, and I thought
what year was this?
Oh shit, this going back 50s or so.
50s?
Yeah.
You heard of transgenders in the 50s? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is Dame Edna a transgender?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I know you love Dame Edna.
Yeah.
Some of y'all might not know Dame Edna. Funny ass cross-dresser at the very least.
No, I do not know that one.
Yeah,
but to hear about it in the 50s, that must have been something else. Because fuck me, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Grandpa, they always say best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
Was that a big thing when it came out?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Everybody's so happy to see that sliced bread.
You guys didn't like slicing it yourself, eh?
Fucking pieces and stuff. Yeah.
What was so good about it?
I used to work in the bake shop, and I still remember the first year that they bought a bread slicer and then have the bread wrap, and holy man, everybody in Armstrong was so happy. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, sliced bread.
Sliced
Holy
bread.
God. Yeah.
Hey, Grandpa, how old were you when Christ tamed the outback? That's what Shay says. That's one of the comments. You can tell Shay to go
Tell
fuck
Shay to
himself
fuck
if you
himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
He said, how old were you when Christ tamed the outback?
No. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell Shay to just fuck himself.
Yeah. Okay, just go ahead and say that.
Yeah, just tell him.
He'll take it as an acknowledgement of a good joke.
Alyssa thinks you need an Instagram. He has a Facebook.
He has a Facebook. We can make him an Instagram.
Yeah, you should see. Sometimes he gets Google search mixed up with his Facebook posts. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got
He's like,
one
let's
more.
not talk about that.
I've got one more story if you want.
Hell yeah. Only one more?
This tree. It was out in the bush and they didn't know what type of tree it was.
Yeah.
Whether it was a poplar or ash or whatever, or a fir tree. And all of a sudden there was a woodpecker back in the trunk of his tree, and the tree asked the woodpecker, says, "Could you tell me what type of a tree I am?" And the woodpecker says, "It's the best piece of ash my pecker's been in for years."
I love
that was the best one yet. I like that one. Yeah.
Oh my god.
This has been a good episode.
Great episode. Lots of laughs.
I'm gonna see if Dwayne wants to come up.
All right, Dwayne will come up in a sec. We're not quite ready yet.
We'll summon for it. But everyone, that has been a segment.
I want to ask you a question.
Oh.
Yeah. What's the difference between the battleship and the woman?
Battleship and a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got to tell me that one. I shouldn't say.
Well, I don't know. I've never been on the battleship.
Fuck me.
That's a good one. See, this is why we got this guy on.
Oh man!
Smash that like button.
If you like Grandpa Dave and his stories, give him a shout out.
Smash the like button. Rub your ass up against the subscribe button if you like us.
Ryan says, "I'm glad I saved his life. He's hilarious." Do you remember that, Grandpa? When Ryan saved your life?
Ryan?
You remember my friend? Remember you were talking about your eye,
Yeah.
and my friend said, "Well, he had a family member that went through that and almost died, and you went to the doctor the next day because of that." And the doctor's like, "Yeah, no, that's exactly what you have." And you don't remember that? Yeah, no. Sorry, Ryan.
He had to make room for some of these jokes.
Yeah, that just wasn't important information up there. He's got too many jokes up there to hold on to.
He's got to woo the nurses in the hospital. He needs these jokes.
Yeah. Hey, also, the Skype ID is up. I mean, Lenny, if you want to call in a little bit, if one of you guys wants to call in and chat with Grandpa Dave for a bit, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
Let him get his one more story in here, though.
Yeah, I've got the story where wife phoned me at work and she said, "Can you bring home a loaf of bread and a box of Kotex?" And I said, "Sure." So I went to Save on Foods and I bought that. And I had on the side there, and this Japanese girl, she kept looking at me like this. And I knew she was a smart ass. She was going to say something. And I threw the loaf of bread down on the counter and I said, "Well, at least we eat."
There's a story that I want you to say, but I don't want to say it.
You don't got to pull it out of him. We can get you back in another episode. And if anything you didn't get out tonight,
no.
Then
no, I don't want to do this again.
I'm not doing those stairs again.
This one night is good enough for me.
Yeah.
We could always set up the mics in the basement too, like for a future thing.
What do you got on here?
Oh,
these are all your stories.
Different things I did. Yeah.
If you could go back to any age, what age was your favorite?
Oh, 15 to 17, about that age.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember my first date, for Christ's sakes. This guy, Bob, he met this girl, and it's the first date. I was only 17, and he got some liquor, and I guess I drank too much. But we went on to Kalmalka Lake on the beach somewhere.
That was in Vernon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got on top of her and I got sick and I threw up over her.
Oh, Jesus.
And she didn't talk to me the rest of the night.
Oh, no. That must have been awkward.
Yeah, she was a little upset.
And she probably wasn't drunk, eh? No.
So
Don't read it out loud. Don't read that out loud. But just
Okay.
do you remember that story?
oh yeah.
Yeah. Tell a different story first and then go to save that one. That one's bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh Jesus Christ.
Did you ever have a nickname growing up?
Dirty Dave.
Dirty Dave.
Frank and I, his name was Frank and mine was Dave, and they used to call us Front and Dent. And then I had a brother by the name of Ken, and I was too young to find a name that rhymed with it at that time. But you said it. Not me.
I got there first, yeah.
Oh,
If the shoe fits, fucking Ken, you wear it.
No, Christ.
Shay says he knows the Da Vinci Code. He just has it confused with his PIN number.
Okay. Thank you, Shay.
He says your nickname was Odin.
Odin.
I think he's trying to say
Tell
you're
Shay
really
to
old.
shut up.
Tell Shay to go fuck himself,
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Yeah, you go fuck yourself.
There you go.
You heard it here, Shay. Now the audience laughs at you too.
Shit, man.
God damn it, Shay. Okay.
Okay.
So front and you got these chambered just ready.
Yeah. Feel free to tell that story.
Should we roll into some news here and maybe you got something after that?
He's got to tell this bad story, man. He's got to tell this. Hey, you got to tell this one. You just got to tell it. It's bad. It's really good, though. You know what that is?
Yeah. I'm trying to put it together. You probably tell it.
Oh, fuck. I have my own mic here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you tell it.
You want to get into the story? Yeah.
So he said his wife was she had to get an operation, right?
Yeah.
Where was the operation? Like what was the
Oh,
operation?
she's having an appendix, or it was an operation down below.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And she needed help shaving for it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what did you tell her to do?
I told her, I forgot what I told her, but she slapped my face.
He told her to go like this. You know, when you like
shave your mustache. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He told her to go like that.
Oh, yeah. That's right, too. Yeah.
But he was shaving down
Yeah,
there.
you know when
That's too much.
yeah, you know when you shave yourself, you
give your yeah.
It's funnier when he tells
You
it.
can do that there, Dave.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Lonesome Lenny. Do you want to do news or calls?
If you want to call in, feel free anytime. If we got time here, we can run through the news.
Yeah.
All right.
So earlier, there's not too much. It's a pretty slow news week, honestly.
Yeah.
We've got over 3,500 pounds of cheese was stolen in a giant cheese heist, amounting to $23,000 worth of cheese.
That just happened.
Where? This week in Noord-Brabant in the Netherlands.
Yeah, it sounds like it would happen in Europe. Like,
yeah,
no one's running away with like that much government
this
cheese.
is Dutch cheese. This is the finest cheese.
Yeah.
Dairy farm in Noord-Brabant was robbed last week by an organized crime group of cheese thieves.
What do you think about that, Grandpa?
Yeah. Would you ever bother stealing $23,000 worth of cheese?
Gosh, no.
No? What would you do with it? You don't know.
I'm sure it involves a woman.
Yeah, trust me. I would show up to the hockey game and woo all the women. Mm-hmm. So they made off with a bus full of cheese that most likely made its way to Eastern Europe, where they kind of sell it in the black market.
crazy. Like an actual bus, though.
An actual bus. This was like an organized crime group of cheese bandits.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I just think of the Italian Job or something. Fill it up full of Parmesan or something.
Exactly. Going back to your Gigi Allen thing last episode where you said everybody shit on the corpse or whatever.
On the tombstone.
Yeah. So in DC, this rapper died from gun violence last week. And his family had an amazing way to celebrate his life.
Saw that.
They put his body on display in a nightclub, and everybody kind of sang and danced around it. And the nightclub didn't know that this was going on and charged everyone $40 cover charge to get in.
And when you see the video, he's like standing.
It's on a video if you guys want to look.
He's like hung up on this thing, and he's like standing there.
I'm not interested in showing it
on
our display here, but you can go find it. This is actually a Prince George County, DC. That did it, yeah.
Crazy.
The rapper going by the name of Gunu. Never heard of him, and he was up and coming rapper. And his mother's come out in defense of all the shit she's getting from social media, because everyone's like, how could you do this to your son, kind of thing. She's like, you don't know us. But my son would have loved this funeral. Kind of thing. And defending it. The cops are putting out a $25,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest of the suspect. Yeah. And I did see that T.I. freak out. T.I.'s trying to be a comedian lately, and he's doing a bunch of stand-up comedy.
Really?
And some guy like criticized him, and he did the same, like, you keep my name out your mouth kind of thing. Like, yeah.
What do you think of T.I., Grandpa?
T.I.?
Yeah. He's a rapper.
Oh, that's the one that you play.
No, I don't think you know about this guy.
No, I like Jeremy's music. What's his name?
Oh, I play Kid Rock every time I pick my grandpa.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? Close. What's your favorite part about it? Swear words?
Mm-hmm. I'm a very, very religious person, so fuck doesn't bothers me much.
Okay.
When I play Kid Rock, whenever he says "fuck all these hoes," he just laughs. He loves it. He loves it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's good music.
So
it's kind of wake up music.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, it's church music. So Elon Musk becomes the highest stakeholder of Twitter at 9.1%. This comes after so much a free speech talk. He was going to start his own social media thing.
Instead, he just bought one.
And instead, he just bought the highest stake. And the fourth highest shareholder is actually BlackRock. I saw.
I knew they'd be on the list.
Yeah,
but
and you've never heard of the other two between them. But the fourth highest is BlackRock. Yeah, so $3 billion bought 9.1% of Twitter, and that is 1% of Elon's net worth.
$3 billion is all it took to buy that much.
And that's 1% of his net worth, meaning he has $300 billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nuts, man.
That's insane.
But it's good for the platform. It's funny how Twitter employees, they're saying, are freaking out.
There's a lot that are quitting. They're like, I don't want to work for him, kind of thing. They go fuck yourself. So the problem's taking care of itself.
Yeah,
he doesn't even have to do anything.
Doesn't have to fire people. He's like, they'll just leave. Trust me. Everyone with green and pink hair is going to be out of here.
Yeah. If you ask me what I would like to be if I had my life over again, I'd like to be a piano player in their whore house.
There you go. I bet they get a lot of action. Yeah. I did ask you that earlier. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So this news of Elon Musk comes right after he has shared that he was going to start his own social media platform potentially, or giving serious thought to it. This raised all the shares to Twitter instantly. Like, really? So now his value went up just from buying this. Yeah. And everyone owning it does. But, he says Twitter is failing to adhere to free speech principles, and that fundamentally undermines democracy. And he's not even born in America. He's a chosen American.
South African.
South African born. His mother was a famous model, like in the 70s.
If he was American born, he'd probably run for president.
Yeah, I don't think he can, right?
No, he can't.
Yeah.
He could be governor somewhere, though.
Comes after many accounts had been banned, including Tucker Carlson and the Babylon Bee, which is actually a satire news company. They make fake headlines.
They banned Tucker
They
Carlson.
banned Tucker Carlson.
You can't cuck the tuck.
You can't cuck the tuck, but
I
they
love
decided they could, right? And that pissed Elon off. And that was the last straw that fucking broke the camel's back, I guess.
I'd be pissed too, man.
Yeah.
I am pissed.
Cuck and tuck. But yeah, so and they also banned this Babylon Bee for saying that trans woman was Woman of the Year. Right. And they said he's actually, because they said is USA Today's Woman of the Year. So they said, well, actually, he's Babylon Bee's Man of the Year. They got cut off for that. And they're like, you have to take that down. And they said, no, we're not taking it down. And so they're still in jail.
Dude, lately, men have been beating women at everything.
Everything. Yeah. It's horribly misogynist.
It's crazy, man, that they allow this to happen.
Yeah, and finally, 1,500 pages of UFO related research has just been declassified as part of a Freedom of Information Act request.
I always love it when that happens.
That request was made in 2017, and it took 4 years to happen. Yeah, we got to get our hats
time
out.
For another conspiracy theory
except
podcast.
This isn't conspiracy. This is full on fact. So it took 4 years for this request to process, and it finally came out this week. Wow. It got 1,500 pages of medical research that reportedly left Americans with radiation burns, brain and nervous system damage, and even unaccounted for pregnancies. There's medical documents that said this, and they stopped documenting in 2010.
These chicks trying to explain it to their husband.
Unaccounted.
I swear
it was a UFO. Yeah. You ever heard of that?
No.
Never heard of aliens impregnating women? You never heard of aliens impregnating women?
No, me neither, but we'll believe it. That's the point of this podcast.
Yeah. You've heard of aliens probing people though, right?
No.
They abduct people and they probe them?
No.
Right. So the documents include reports on the biological effects of UFO sightings on humans, studies on advanced technologies such as an invisibility cloak, and plans for deep space exploration as well as colonization.
That's crazy. So they revealed their plans for deep space colonization?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, which is I hear that was like the main reason NASA kind of got started, just to get us off Earth eventually, right?
What about Space Force? What are they for?
That's to protect us. That was Trump's thing.
He's still there, though.
Yeah. So the report describes 42 cases from medical files and 300 unpublished cases where humans sustained injuries after encounters with UFOs, showing burn injuries or other conditions related to electromagnetic radiation.
Crazy.
Yeah, so actual medical accounts, and it took a Freedom of Information Act request to get this through.
Oh man, I love it. There's always I love it when they release like real information about
this
kind of stuff,
documented stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and that was about it for the news this week. It was pretty interesting. At least there wasn't just a bunch of political stuff going on. Fuck all that stupid shit going on. There's a bunch of stupid budget stuff the liberals are doing, and it's just spending money. Yeah. They said they tapped all of our fucking resources. The treasury's been spent, but they're going to do $50 billion in spending coming up, and it's just are those people into none of those
retracted? She didn't want to ask that.
None of those people were named, honestly. This was just the actual medical research done to them. But yeah, radiation burns related to electromagnetic radiation was the main thing, as well as brain injuries and unaccounted for pregnancies.
How do you feel about aliens, Grandpa? What do you think?
I believe that there is outer space aliens.
I think there's outer space too. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
there've been too many reports by pilots and airplanes that's reported.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
have you ever done any drugs like mushrooms or anything like that? No. A lot of people believe that aliens are just hiding on the other side of what we see when we do these drugs kind of thing. So it's like, no, they're not here in 3D space, or if they are, they're light years and light years away,
Yeah.
and we'll never really see them.
Yeah.
But if you do these drugs, you can kind of interact with them.
Oh, you can see a lot of things that you normally don't see when you're
Fucked up.
Yeah.
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 So one thing you used to tell me when you were or when I was a kid is that when you're in the Air Force, because you're a photographer, right?
Mhm.
They used to tie you to the wing
Mhm.
and then you take pictures.
Oh yeah, they would take the side door off on the aircraft, Beechcraft, and they take the side door off, and then you get on the plane, and I had the K5 camera. It was about 8 inches long, and it's fairly heavy. But they tie the camera to you, and then they have a belt around your waist, and they strap it to the other side of the plane.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is this: if you lose the camera, you go down with it.
You gotta, you're not coming back without this camera, boy.
Yeah.
This is an expensive camera.
You know, I enjoy doing that. When the goddamn plane is on the side, you got each foot on each.
How do you breathe?
Yeah.
You can breathe just fine. I guess they weren't very fast planes. They were just little.
They're Beechcraft.
Yeah.
I think the takeoff speed is 180. The land speed is
Okay.
180. When this
Nice.
is a slow plane.
Hey, how we doing?
Lenny.
Oh, we got a call in here.
We
You
got
can hear
Lenny.
him?
Oh.
This is our friend Lenny from Boston, or not Boston, but Massachusetts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm just I got to shut YouTube off here. Otherwise, I'm going to get an echo. Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Yeah,
we can hear you
just
perfect.
All right. I got a professional setup now. I got earphones. I got a mixing board. I've got a analog to digital converter, all that stuff.
Wow.
That's awesome,
nice.
man. Yeah, it sounds great.
Good.
Grandpa, this is one of our listeners, Lenny.
Mhm.
He's from Massachusetts.
Oh yeah.
And
It's getting late over there. It's almost midnight for him.
Yeah.
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 Well, I'll tell you what, listening to Grandpa Dave, this has been one exciting show that you guys are putting on.
Thank you.
Tell you, I've never heard quite the stories that Grandpa Dave has been telling in such a way that he's been telling them. It's a wonderful thing.
Well, I'm still alive. That's the main thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
More so than that though, you're actually like here. You're climbing up the stairs. You're going to the gym every day, kind of thing. Yeah. You're doing
great.
very well for 90. Yeah.
And that's with knee replacements.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I've got a double hip replacement, so I can I can sympathize having all these joints that they've replaced.
Yeah. How long was that recovery for you, Lenny?
The first time was 2013. That was the hardest one. And then 2017, I had the other one done. That wasn't too bad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You were bedridden?
The ache and pain is gone, though, isn't it?
Well, you always have a little bit of a residual.
Yeah.
You get the feeling that, like, I'm walking on stilts.
Oh, you don't have much articulation.
Yeah.
Well, I get around okay.
Yeah.
At least I'm not using a cane anymore.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Can you tell when weather's coming in, kind of thing?
Not really.
No.
You have some good days. You have if you overdo. If you overwork or you overdo something, you feel it for a few days, and then, hey, I got some anti-inflammatory medications, that type of thing. So.
Do you get arthritis in your knees?
Not my knees. No, my knees are okay.
No, because if you do, all you have to do is put some WD-40 on it.
Yeah. Let it soak in for a while.
I'm not bullshitting you.
Well, you got the metal knees. That's probably why it works for you.
Well, I've heard there's 1,001 uses for WD-40. Now there's 1,002.
Yeah. That's right.
Grease the knees up.
Yeah, people used to spray that on their fishing lures and stuff. Even.
Yeah, that's right too.
It would attract fish. Yeah.
I heard people would gargle with it.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
dude.
fucked up.
I've heard all sorts of weird things.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what the benefits of that are.
No, I think I'm going to pass on that one.
Yeah.
Lenny,
I'll
sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
No, go ahead.
Do you live by the coast there?
Yeah, I've, let's see. This is south. They call it the South Coast.
The Salt Coast. So you have you guys do crab and stuff lots?
Yeah, I've got a little summer place in Westport, which is about 35, 40 minutes from here, and that's right on the ocean.
Okay.
And I had a boat, and but the maintenance and all that type of thing is
right, especially with the salt water.
Yeah, it's salt water, and it's it's just having a boat is nice, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we did seafood last week, and it's the first time I had crab in the longest time, but I bet you guys kind of get it all the time over there, hey?
Not so much crab, but lobster.
Okay.
Yeah, we especially in the summertime, we have what they call it a clam bake. And they dig a hole in the sand, and then they put a canvas in the hole, and then they put seaweed, and then they put clams and lobster and shrimp, and then they slow cook it. It's very good.
That sounds awesome. I've seen people cook a pig underground.
I've heard of that, and you bury it.
Rocks out of the fire, and they bury it.
So it's kind of like that with the seafood.
Kind of. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool, but it'd be a lot more delicate with seafood, though. It'd be a lot. You'd have to know what you're doing. The pig, you could just let it sit down there once it's
right.
Cooked. If you overcooked it, it wouldn't be so bad.
What they do is they dig the hole, and then they put the I guess it's coal, and they get a coal fire going, and then they put seaweed on that, and then they put the canvas over it, and they just load it up, and it slow cooks over several hours.
Oh yeah.
And then you have a whole bunch of melted butter and
nice.
Oh, I'm making myself hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a seafood boil over the weekend. That was actually my first one.
That was
really where you kind of throw everything into the pot and boil it together.
Oh,
lots of seasoning, salt.
Yeah, and it was real nice. But I mean, that crab, it's just so much work you got to do to get all the shells off and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is a lot of work. The lobster is, they get the best ones are between 2 and 3 pounds.
Oh, the big ones don't taste as good.
The giant claws and the tail. That's
what's up.
The meatiest part of the lobster. But the crabs, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, you really got to put some effort in there.
Yeah, I remember that's all I could think at your house eating that stuff is everything tasted so good, and then picking apart the damn crab though, just
it's like every 5 minutes you got one bite of crab kind of thing.
Just a little taste.
What's wrong?
I should be going home pretty soon.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Lenny, you got any questions for Grandpa here?
No, I asked him what his favorite food was, and he said it was sex.
That's right. That's right. What's a real favorite food?
Oysters.
You like oysters, eh?
Oysters.
Out of a can, or you like them fresh?
No, I like them with crab meat, and you bake them with white wine and the white sauce.
Oh, really? I've never had that.
And you use a little bit of Parmesan cheese, not too much, just enough for flavor.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never had a fresh oyster before. I really got to do more seafood eating, I think. Yeah. My mother really doesn't like it, so I was just never really served it much growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about 8 hours from the coast here. Like we're in British Columbia, so we do have a coastline, but it's about 8 hours from Prince Rupert here. So we don't, it's a pretty big treat when we get our seafood.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we like various kinds of fish also, including swordfish. I don't know if you...
Okay, swordfish.
Yeah, swordfish is very good.
And, never tried that one either, no. We have lots of salmon here.
They have something called they call it the poor man's lobster, and it's called monkfish.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
That's very good also.
I heard lobster used to be called poor man's chicken.
Really?
Back in the day. Back in the day, like lobster used to be like, you ate it if you were poor, but now it's like expensive as hell. Like we've glorified it.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yep. Well, I think we got to get Dwayne up here soon.
We got to get Dwayne up here. We really appreciate you, Lenny, there, but we got to get Grandpa Dave home before it gets too late here.
Gotta take his meds. I gotta.
Well, this was a very enjoyable podcast, and
thank you so much.
Pleasure listening to the stories from Grandpa Dave, and I look forward to next week.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Thanks, Lenny.
All right, we'll catch you guys later.
Okay, see you, Lenny.
Okay, Lenny. Bye now.
All right.
There.
So are we going to?
So now
I can take Dwayne care of Dave if you gotta get or Dwayne if you gotta get Dave out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep, sure. You need help going down the stairs there, Grandpa, or you're just gonna fall down?
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys sat around for this long, and we really appreciate it. But you've earned yourself a treat. We got Dwayne Wilder coming in. Say your goodbyes to Grandpa Dave here. He's got to head out. It's a little past his
Oh, you've been sitting for too long.
Oh. Yeah. Here we go. But you've earned yourself a treat. I'm in the way, aren't I?
This is the Crowded Room podcast.
This is the crowded. This is my gut. If anyone's interested in staring at my gut. But you guys earned yourself a treat. We got Dwayne Wilder here to play you guys out with his fancy guitar licks. Dwayne, you can sit up in the captain's chair here for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It'll be coming right back. I'll just turn this thing.
There you go. Yeah, you did the EQ earlier, hey?
Pretty much, yeah.
You got any fancy tales from the week before you play us a song? You do anything exciting?
Oh yeah.
Or you can play you can just talk into this guy for you.
Yeah, I gotta get this one set up anyway. So
yeah.
hey, nothing too exciting. Just another beautiful weekend in George, except for that.
I can't hear you at all. There you go. Now I can hear you.
Hey, nothing too exciting. Just that random snowfall that we all experienced.
I was telling everyone I had to fucking get into an excavation hole right when that happened.
Oh, and that's just not the most ideal.
The absolute worst timing in the world. Yeah.
Dangerous as hell.
Yeah, it was not fun. But life goes on.
Yeah.
You know? Grandpa Dave was in the goddamn hospital.
Yeah.
And I was complaining about being in a mud hole.
Yeah, we really don't have too much to complain about when it comes to people that have lived it already.
Yeah.
They're still going. They got smiles on their face.
You guys, 89 years old, dude. Like, we have nothing to when I wake up and I'm like, oh, my back hurts. Like, bro, you're 32. Get ready.
Yeah, like I remember
your back's gonna fucking hurt.
Yeah,
in the future.
He's an absolute legend. I met this woman at Fort George Park probably like 6 years ago now.
Yeah.
She was 92. She was a medic in World War One. Or no, World War One or World War II, one of the two. I think it was World War II. And she was telling me about her husband and her kid. And, you know, like she was sitting at the memorial bench as soon as you crossed the bridge walking into the park.
Yeah.
And it was like a memorial bridge for her son that died in the 70s. And I sat and chatted with her for about a good half an hour, 45 minutes. And her story was incredible.
Yeah.
That encounter was incredible. And, she really put things into perspective for me, for sure. I asked her the secret to her longevity, and she said, never live beyond your means and always just keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I've always carried that. She's a beautiful soul for sure.
Fuck yeah. Right on.
So how was all that?
Good. Is Davey taking care of your grandpa?
They're just down.
I turned you down so you didn't feedback. Sorry. This is a professional podcast, everyone.
Hell yeah.
If you don't like it, you know.
So for all you guys saying how sharp he is and on point he is, like
he truly is.
They say he has dementia, so you be the judge.
Yeah, no. I
Right?
stumble more sentences than that guy does.
Like,
I get it. His hand, isn't going to hold it up to the face every 2 seconds, but that's fine. He's doing great. Do we gotta put that in front of the amp or something?
Oh,
it's on.
Oh,
it's not like the acoustic, right? We got to put it up to the amp.
Good. Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Does it sound good to you guys?
Yep.
This is Dwayne Wilder.
Hopefully it sounds okay. Remember, it kind of went weird last time. YouTube kind of does weird shit when people play electric guitar.
They don't like music,
but enjoy it. Let's turn our mics off.
Yeah.
Hold up. You fucked up. Sorry. You fucked up. It sounds like
you fucked right up.
It has to be over here.
Okay, we take that. 2. We know we fucked up. Thank you, Dwayne. Ladies and gentlemen, Dwayne.
Hell yeah. Give it up for Dwayne. Give him a shout out.
Every week's coming back with a little bit more.
That was a little heavy.
That was a little heavy for us. I mean, fuck.
Chuggy. It's like chug, chug, chug.
Yeah, we were keeping it PC.
Hey, there's no need for name call.
Chug, 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 chug.
This episode's getting
And
removed
we're
now.
canceled,
Shit.
ladies and gentlemen. That's okay.
God, dang it.
I loved it. Thank you so much, Dwayne.
Yeah, the leads sucked. I shouldn't have wanted the leads, but the rest were fucking there.
Hey,
man.
you got to try your heart out. That's all we can ask.
Yeah.
Woo! But yeah, hey, you're doing more than any of us are willing to do, right? And I fucking appreciate it.
Alyssa says even my cats were vibing to that.
There we go.
That's
Look at all the claps you got in the chat there.
Yeah, look at that.
Hell yeah. Are you okay?
Fuck
Okay.
yeah.
Well, at that, ladies and gentlemen,
That's about it for tonight.
I think that was a good enough episode for a Thursday night.
Yep. We got a lot of funny stories.
Yeah, we really
Shout out to Grandpa Dave.
Yeah, we
that
really
was fucking
appreciate
incredible.
Grandpa Dave for coming through.
Thanks,
That was
Grandpa.
hilarious.
He's downstairs watching right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure he really appreciates all you guys.
Thank you, Andrew, for moderating through the whole thing.
Fuck yeah. Thank you all for tuning in.
Bob McGee's back. Bob, we're gonna do the Gematria thing on the next goddamn
Yeah.
conspiracy episode, which is probably 3 episodes.
He didn't ask about it though.
We need to do the Lenny interview, and I think next week you're gonna do just the random.
Oh yeah. So Lenny, we won't do the interview next week, but you could still probably call in.
Definitely, but the one after that, we'll dedicate the full episode to Lenny.
Absolutely.
The Psycho Murder podcast will be be really cool too.
Hell yeah. Next week is
Like murder mystery thing.
we got
the
Good
murder
Friday.
mystery shit. That'll be cool.
We got Good Friday coming up next week. So Thursday's kind of like a Friday. So we're doing the party podcast. So that'll be interesting.
It'll be a
There'll
lot
be-
of drinking, but Jared's not even gonna drink.
I'm not drinking this month, but
It's
everybody
very
downstairs will be drinking, and they'll be coming up for 5-10 minutes at a time, and then switching it up.
Yeah,
And,
we'll try it.
It'll be.
But either
it'll be
way, Lenny,
interesting.
please do call in. You're one of those people that will get
Yeah,
your
all you
segment.
guys are welcome to call in.
But the one after that, we'll interview Lenny, and then I think after that we need to do another conspiracy episode
Hell yeah.
where we get Bob McGee's
Yeah.
subject. If that's your real name, that
That's
sounds
your
like the
real name.
fakest name in the world, Bob McGee.
Yeah,
Dude,
what happened to Einstein's eyes?
Yeah.
I still don't know who
Hey.
Bob McGee is.
No, he's just an organic listener, I think. But it
Oh.
sounds like the name you'd give a cop, like
John Smith.
Trailer Park Boys would be. Oh, my name's Corey Trevor or something like
Yeah.
Bob McGee. It wasn't me. It was Bob McGee.
Yeah,
I swear to
some
God.
Children's riddle.
Yeah.
Not very incognito.
No,
No.
no. And the cops roll their eyes. Yeah, sure, pal. You're coming with us.
Hell yeah.
And
All
at that,
All right, guys.
Ladies
let me
and
cue some
gentlemen,
music up really quick here.
we
Fuck, I
appreciate
almost
you
forgot.
guys so much. It's been a fantastic Thursday. We really appreciate Grandpa Dave for staying up. I'm sure this is late for fucking
Yeah,
for
I gotta,
him.
I gotta get him home.
He's ready to go. He requested we ended this episode. a little
Yeah, he's like
early.
tapping his watch.
It's time to
He's like-
go kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're headed out. We got our last little shred from Dwayne here. Dwayne, let's
Yeah.
cut her.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
All
so
right,
much.
guys.
We appreciate it. This one goes out to you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.
Good night.
Switchblade to a single midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knock. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenaded in the moonlight. Holla to the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes really go running high. That we don't wanna lie when the union arises. Street light shining, you know my time's arriving. Out when it's dark cause we did that vibing. Midnight driving, cruising by flying. Living so fast, need to think about dying. Post up in the dark and we hang out with the Batman. Scars on my knuckles cause we fucking with the wolf escape. Switchblade shining, not bright wilding. Stars in my eyes when the moonlight shines in. Murder rap on my first track, killing shit cause I've been begging suicide. On the second, I don't care, just accept it. Knife swipe, bang it doom, switchblade coming soon. Chill satisfied when we out up to the fucking moon. Still shine bright, fast spot, make it eyes one, short now, slice with the right sword. Blood on my fist, like test, my wrist, moonshine of the blade, just cruising through the mist. Gonna be the midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knock. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. I'ma do the fucking sky cause the moonlight. You know they say when the stars in my eyes where they go, running high, let me know when alive when the union arrives. And it'll be the midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knock. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. I'ma do the fucking sky cause the moonlight. You know they say when the stars in my eyes where they go, running high, to be no one alive when the union arrives. And it'll be the midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knock. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. I'ma do the fucking sky cause the moonlight. You know they say when the stars in my eyes where they go, running high, to be no one alive when the union arrives.
Let's go, Brandon.
Switchblade.
There you go. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah.